Morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy Sunday. I am up early because oh my God, I just could not really get much sleep. Dodgers win again. So excited watching that game. They barely hold on. 4-2, bases loaded. Yankees just can't get it done. Volpe or whatever his name is, just whatever. Just no Derek Jeter, that's for sure. Can't get it done. Strikes out on a pitch 30 feet outside. And then, yeah, they go to the bullpen, and the Yankees go to the pinch hitter, Trevino, and hit the ball pretty good, but not good enough. Dodgers win again. 3-1 in my bets. The Yankees lose. Oh, that feels much better. Haven't been able to enjoy baseball for a while. Hopefully, the Dodgers can close this out. I like them again tomorrow night. Bueller's going to pitch, and then they're going to go to the bullpen game. Yankees burned a lot of their bullpen yesterday. Rodon was pulled after, I don't even think he pitched into the fourth inning, and that was it. Bullpen did good for the Yankees last night, but they used a lot of arms, so Schmidt better be good because if not, Dodgers are going to go up 3-0, and Bueller's going to be good. I pitched just pitched in the same situation against the Mets, same city, pitched really well. So got a good feeling about that tomorrow night. Happy about the Dodgers winning, obviously. So let's go through all the games. Nobody's on a bye week today. Not exactly sure why, just a quirk in the schedule. No one's on a bye week. No London game. So jam packed at 1 o'clock and a handful of games at 4. Cowboys Niners tonight. Feels like a must win game in that game. So Cowboys Niners, I'm actually going to start there and then we'll go to the 1 o'clock games. But yeah, I think the Cowboys are going to pull this game out. That's one of my plays for today. I think the Cowboys are going to pull this game out. They got absolutely shellacked against the Lions and they go into their bye week. I think they're just sick and tired of losing to the 49ers, and the Niners just something was really off last week. The way they played, something just seems. I think they're going to lose again. I don't know if they can get to the 7 seed, but they're going to have their bye week next week. No McCaffrey tonight. Debo and Kittle look like they're going to play, but something is just really missing with the Niners. I know when they beat Seattle, I was on board a couple weeks ago, but the way they played against Kansas City was just, yeah, I feel like the Cowboys are going to be well rested. Playing the Chiefs was a physically, emotionally taxing game, and the Niners are going to have a hard time handling Lamb on the outside. I was impressed with Dak when they played against the Steelers. I don't know. I'm not ready to say that the Cowboys are completely done. I think that this is just one of those games where the Cowboys are going to win. I don't have a. If you look at a lot of the numbers, and especially if you look at the past history, everything's going to point towards the Niners. But yeah, it's just I'm big on what happened the week before, and it was why I liked, the Rams the other night against the Vikings because playing the Lions the week before is just a really yeah, every team now has lost the week following the Lions, and I think it's a similar situation here for the Niners, like, facing the Cowboys coming off the Chiefs, and then they have the bye week. So yeah, I'll start with there. I do like the Cowboys tonight. I'll take the points, but I wouldn't be surprised if they actually win the game. So all right, Titans Lions. Yeah. What are we doing with this game? How do you not take the Lions? I guess the answer is it's the National Football League, and the Titans play pretty good defense. But I wouldn't really overthink this game. If you're betting on this game, if you want to do a tease with this game, I just don't know how the Lions keep it close. Just feels like a really bad matchup. Excuse me, I don't know how the Titans keep it close. Just feels like a really bad matchup all across the board in a dome, road team, an outdoor team in a dome. Levis is playing. Is Rudolph playing? Does it really matter? Yeah, not much to talk about here. Lions are really, really good. We'll find out if the Lions can add somebody to replace Hutchinson. I think I said it a few weeks ago. It's not going to matter too much until we get to the playoffs. Regular season wise, they're just loaded. They're a machine. Golf is playing like an MVP. I as much as I like being contrarian and trying to go against the grain and finding an underdog, like that is my number one strategy for the NFL. I cannot bring myself to the Titans. That is looking like the dumbest thing I've come up with for the past couple of months was that the Titans were somehow going to make the playoffs. At least I quickly got off the Will Levis train because man, is he terrible. So they punted on their season. They traded Hopkins and they traded Ernest Jones, who they traded for right before the season to Seattle. They have no idea what they're doing. So I would. be very, very hesitant to do anything Titans related. Yeah, maybe I'll actually bet the Lions. I just normally don't like betting big favorites. So do the Ravens game last. Packers, Jaguars. This is a weird spot because I feel like the Jags are coming back from London. They're only getting 4 points. Who wants to bet on Jacksonville? If you have, you've been getting burned on them. The Packers finding ways to win, but this just feels like a good spot for the Jags. Going down to Florida for Green Bay is not an easy trip either. So something tells me Jaguars are going to keep this really close. I think I like the over on the points for the Jags the most. Brian Thomas, a really, really dynamic receiver. And I just think the Jags offense is playing good enough that 4 points might be a little too much. Feels like a 1, 2, 3 point game. And maybe the Packers are winning, but Love hasn't played great. Just feels like too many points. I'm definitely not taking the Packers. We'll see. I know ETN's not playing, so they're still going with Bigsby. The Jaguars are their backup running back, but he's pretty good. So yeah, Jags at home. 4 points seems like too many for the Packers there. I'll see if I actually pull the trigger on the Jags. This game I like. I will not bet because it goes against my rule of betting against Stroud, but I do like the Colts. I don't like the Texans today. I think this game's going to be tight. It's 5 points. Richardson hopefully plays more free on the road as the underdog. I think that's the logic here of why I like the Colts because he has just not been playing good. There's no other way around it. The Colts are 4-3. This game's for the division. Texans are 5-2. The first time they played was week 1. It's probably the best game of the week that week. Should be an entertaining game. Buckner comes back, the Colts' best defensive lineman. And yeah, the Colts haven't played good offenses lately, but the defense has been playing better. Texans, Stroud literally had 86 passing yards last week. So it just feels like a tight game. And I think the Colts are going to stop the run and get some 3rd and 7s and 3rd and 8s like they did against the Bears, where they were able to get some pressure. And I think Richardson plays well. I'm still on the Richardson train. Haven't seen the evidence of it. You see like a flash here or there, but like I said, I think he plays free today going up against Stroud, and I just trust the Colts coaching more than anything. So give me the Colts there. Tua's back. I guess everybody has opinion on this one because, man, he's back. So what to make of it? It can't hurt, that's for sure, the Dolphins offense. Why is he playing? I really don't know. I wouldn't play if I were him. To me, you just have to take a. I don't know what to do with this game. I don't know what to do with him. The Dolphins are just in a. I don't know. They're really. It's a strange situation because you don't like to tell people what to do. At least I don't. That's like a philosophy of mine. I really stay away from telling people what to do. But I don't know how you have the confidence to step up in the pocket and play quarterback when you're getting so many memories of getting hit like that in the head. So Tua's back. I'm surprised he's back, and I really just don't know what to make of it. The Cardinals, I know what to make of them, which is I have no idea either, to be honest, because they have this game is just really impossible for me. The Cardinals are doing a lot of traveling, coming from a Monday night game all the way to Florida. But I can't get the Cardinals figured out. I was smart enough to stay away from them last week on Monday night because the game just seemed weird. But their defense played well against the Chargers, but that's because the Chargers just run the ball all the time. I don't know. This game seems like a strange game. Kyler plays better on the road. Yeah, so Tua being back is just fascinating to me on a lot of levels. I'll be curious to see how he plays and curious about the comments after the game, just to stay away though for me. Falcons, Bucks. I like the Bucks. Everything points towards the Falcons. Let's get that out of the way. Falcons beat them 3 weeks ago. Cousins threw for 500 yards. It was Thursday night. And Bucks just lost their top 2 receivers. They get killed by the Ravens. They look like they can't play defense. I think that's a little bit exaggerated. Playing against Lamar and the Ravens is just that's in it of itself a special case. So I'm not going to look too much into that. Why did the Bucks give up so many yards to Cousins on that Thursday night? It was on the road, dome. Cousins got hot. If anything, that would make me think the Bucks will play better this week. I trust Bowles. I trust the Bucks. I trust the Bucks more than I trust the Falcons. I don't like how the Falcons played last week at home against Seattle. I don't like the up and down. I think they get beat again. They got to get some more consistency. And I think the Bucks are going to run the ball. They'll control the clock. They have a really underrated running game. This rookie Bucky Irving is fantastic. They just had to get away from it last week because the Ravens smashed them. Bucks underdog at home. Weird how good the road favorites have been this year. I think it's 16-2 against the spread. Something absolutely absurd. Going against that. Give me the Bucks. I want to bet the Patriots this week. I really do. Because the Jets, 7 points is just too many points. I made the mistake of doing this in week 2 on Thursday night on Rodgers' home opener, and he carved up the Patriots. I don't think he does it this time. They control the clock last time against the Patriots. Drake May's in there this time. He's looked good. He actually has. And the Jets are just a mess. I don't think you can fix it with adding Reddick, and they're just a mess. All the rhetoric is maybe they find a way to win. Feels like a 50-50 game. 7 points is just too many. I'm a big identity, what's your identity? The Jets' identity should be running the football, but instead it's a short passing attack that the Patriots defense is good enough on the outside. I thought that in week 2. Now that they're home with Drake May, I'm going to go back to it. I'm going to go with the Patriots. Bengals is my favorite game. They're 2.5 points. Yeah, the Bengals. I like the Bengals. I'm going to bet the under on the Eagles points. I'm just going to keep doing it. So you're either with me or against me at this point, but I'm not getting away from it because the Eagles beat the Browns and the Giants. Like, I'm not doing that. So they got to beat Cincinnati this week for me to change my mind. Bengals are going to play with this is like a playoff game for them. They are already, a handful of games behind the Ravens and the Steelers. So they have to win this game. Not as much pressure for the Eagles because they won the last 2 weeks. Bengals are just better. They're a better version of the Eagles, except at the running back spot. But Barkley can't do this every single week. I think he was especially juiced last week against the Giants. I think the Bengals find a way. The defense is playing better. And Burrow, I'm going to go Bengals. I'm not going to carry on all morning about it, but I just, no way I trust Philadelphia whatsoever. And the way Philly plays defense, a lot of smart people that I've been listening to this week, it actually works to the Bengals' favor as far as their zone concepts and what Burrow likes to do. So give me the Bengals. That game is at 1 o'clock. That's the last game at 1 o'clock. Ravens game is also at 1. I'll finish with that. The best game at 4 o'clock, if Jaden Daniels plays, would be the Bears and the Commanders. I don't think he's going to play because of the line. It's now moved all the way to 1 because he has a chance to play. My gut would just tell me a rib injury, and Mariota played well last week. Why play him? Now Caleb's coming to town. It is, the big game on, what's it on? Fox? CBS, actually. So I guess that's what, Romo and Nance probably. So that should be, anyway, so should be a marquee matchup with both rookie quarterbacks, both teams playing better than expected, blah, blah, blah. But it's a stay away for me. If Daniels does play, I would bet the Commanders because if he plays, that means he's has to be really, really healthy because it would be a force to play him. It just doesn't make too much sense the way Mariota played. That's why I have him. So if he plays, I could probably talk myself into the Commanders. But the Bears defense is legit. They've beaten up on weak teams, so they're coming off a bye. Big matchup for the Bears, Commanders. Most likely a stay away. Fascinating game, though. Can't wait to watch it. See how good this Commanders defense actually is now that they get to play the Bears. So the Bills, Seahawks. My Seahawks are top. I wish I would have bet them last week, but here they are, 4-3 at top of the division, and don't know what to make of them because they looked great last week. And then McDonald makes a big trade, so he brings in Ernest Jones, gets rid of Jerome Baker, another linebacker. So he's moving some guys around. I think he's starting to figure it out. I think it's a really, really good matchup for Seattle against Buffalo. It's the most travel you could probably do, going all the way from Western New York all the way to Seattle. So that's a big deal. And Seattle's corners, their secondary, it's tight. Buffalo's going to try to run that ball up the middle. Feels like a low-scoring game. Seattle's offense has been great. Buffalo's defense better than advertised coming into the year. Just feels like a great spot for Seattle. Buffalo's not going to win every single game. They were a little lackluster against Tennessee in that first half. They do that again against Seattle and fall behind. I think the Seahawks beat them. Hard to bet your money against Josh Allen, but I do like Seattle today. Um, but obviously, I'm biased because I like Seattle every week pretty much. Whether or not I bet on them, I still will figure it out. I'm a little anxious about that game being low scoring. I think the Bills' defense is going to be. I don't know if Metcalf's going to play, which actually he's not my favorite anyway. But the Bills' defense is has been playing really well. So should be a tight game. I like the under more than anything there. Saints Chargers. I know it's hard to bet on the Saints, especially if you watch the game last Thursday, but everything points towards the Saints this week, especially with the 7 points. They played on Thursday night. Chargers played on Monday night. Saints are actually getting a lot of guys back. Ruiz, their center's coming back. Should have Olave back and Taysom Hill back. So I think the Saints are going to cover. I don't think they're that bad. I think the Broncos defense is really good. And they got behind. I think this game has a chance for the Saints to get ahead, and then maybe the Chargers have to play from behind because the Chargers offense is just, I mean, it's great. I was a big Greg Roman defender, but I mean, they can't run the ball. If you don't have Lamar Jackson, you can't always run the ball. Like they don't have that element. So I think the Saints defense keeps it tight. 41 points seems like too many. Probably bet the under in Chargers total points there. Like the Saints +7. Rattler, no, I don't know. He's probably not great, but at the same time, I don't think he's terrible. And yeah, it's just a tough, quick turnaround for the Chargers. So a good spot for the Saints, having some extra rest. Oh no, we got two more 4 o'clock. So Panthers Broncos, it's 11 points. This seems absurd. I mean, it gets to a point where I know I can't bet the Panthers, but you can't bet the Broncos -11. Like -11 points. I mean, Bryce Young's back. So what does this mean? Is it his last chance? It can't be his last chance. He's too young, and the Panthers franchise is too, dysfunctional that if he doesn't make it work here, somebody will give him another chance at some point, you would imagine. It's his last chance here, though. Like, but to me, like, I don't know, these super competitors, 11 points, you're humiliated all the time, backs against the wall, and Denver's not great. They can't possibly get up for this game. I'm probably going to talk myself into the Panthers. So Bryce Young's back. I like Bryce Young. I want to like Bryce Young. There's not a lot of evidence to like Bryce Young on the field, but I really liked him at Alabama. It's easy to write him off. Maybe he just needed to sit for a couple weeks. I don't freaking know. We'll see. I think that's going to be one of those weird games where it's in the fourth quarter and it's tight. So most likely we'll take the Panthers and the points. And I kind of feel like the Panthers might pull it out. I know that sounds crazy, but this game, I don't think the underdog's pulling it out. I think the Raiders get smashed today. Chiefs get Hopkins. Said it during the week. It's perfect player for the perfect situation. Not good news for everybody else. Especially not good news for the Raiders. Raiders are dysfunctional. They go back to Minshew by default because O'Connell's hurt. What are you gonna do with the Raiders? There's a reason why they didn't hire the coach right away, Pierce. It's because he doesn't know how to coach. They finally give him the job. They'll fire him at the end of this year and draft a quarterback. So just get it over with. Chiefs go back to where they won the Super Bowl. Nothing but good vibes. They probably destroy the Raiders. The Raiders are the last team to beat them in Christmas last year. Chiefs are probably going to destroy them. That would probably be the easiest teaser if you're going to do 7 points because it's 9.5. You don't want to do 6 there because 3.5 doesn't do anything. 2.5 is a big deal. So I would consider that. And yeah, so Giants Steelers is tomorrow night. All right, this is the trap game. Ooh, all right, great. Maybe I shouldn't bang on the table. Anyway, sorry about that. So Ravens Clowns. Ultimate trap game, ultimate square bet to take the Ravens, right? Because it's an AFC North game. It's in Cleveland. It's a rivalry game. No one wants to take the Clowns. I get it. Don't overthink this. I don't know how Cleveland is going to keep this game close. I think the Ravens defense shines today. I can't bet on it, so I won't bet on it. That's just the nature of, as I say every week, just won't bet on the Ravens. Probably missing out on a lot of money this year because I think the Ravens are going to roll them. I think this might be an under. Maybe Cleveland's defense, like I said the other day, maybe it's 9-3 or the Ravens have a hard time getting into the end zone. Maybe we stall out a little bit and then we pour it on late. So it could be 13-3, 13-6 at halftime. But I think Cleveland's going to just run Nick Chubb all the time, and Winston's going to play tight because he doesn't want to turn the ball over, so he keeps the job. He'll play better than Watson, but the Ravens defense is they got a chip on their shoulder for how they've been playing, what the narrative is. I think they're going to play really, really well today. Flowers might not play, so that's something to keep in mind from a fantasy perspective. I don't know how to say don't bet on Henry this time, but Cleveland is going to put all the emphasis. Cleveland's defense is good. So I understand the 8 points, why some people might be like, man, that might be too many, but Cleveland's just not going to score enough. So I suggest if you are into betting on the Ravens, betting on them, betting on the under with Cleveland's total points seems like the right move. So yeah, that's that. I'll have all the bets out here soon. Looking for a good Sunday here. Things have been going well. Finally over 500 if we combine the NFL and the baseball playoffs. So feeling pretty good about that. Need a winning Sunday though. Last couple Sundays, I don't think it's been great. Baseball's really been carrying me, Dodgers in particular. So, all right, I shall see you guys in the morning. Looking forward to tomorrow. Enjoy the Ravens game. Good luck with all your bets, fantasy wise, all that jazz. We'll have all the bets out here in a few hours. So, all right, guys, good luck and thanks again for all the support. Appreciate it. See ya.